Hello and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Madam Fadzila and everyone else watching this video. My name is Abdullah Yazid bin Rizwan and my matrix number is 20227775009. And for this assignment, I had been assigned to deliver a speech to inform. My method of organization is compare and contrast method. And a friendly reminder, it is never your fault that you are feeling burnt out. It is probably your workplace that has a very toxic environment, most of them. We'll be providing a video regardless of what burnt out really is.
Burnout, noun, is a state of physical, mental, or emotional exhaustion. The term was coined in the 1970s by the American psychologist Herbert Freudenberger, who used it to describe the consequences of severe stress and high ideals in helping professions. Since then, the concept has expanded to include any profession. The main researchers who study burnout define it as a psychological syndrome emerging as a prolonged response to chronic interpersonal stressors on the job. That doesn't mean things outside work can't create a sense of physical, mental, or emotional exhaustion, but for the purposes of this video, I want to clarify what we know about burnout in terms of what most mental health professionals probably mean when they use the term, which is occupational burnout. Why? The ICD-11, which is a diagnostic manual, includes burnout specifically as a workplace phenomenon and defines it as a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. One of the brains explains it as soul-sucking emptiness and despair where caring and passion for my work used to exist. A lack of joy in success and mounting dread of my failures. Exhaustion, apathy, and dread every time I think about work.
Now that we fully understand what burning out means, let's start with the speech. The topic of this speech is how to avoid feeling burnt out. Firstly, let me give you a visual aid, and I would like for you to differentiate between this and this picture. Clearly, the person on the left is not having a good time, right? And meanwhile, the person on the right is healthy and happy. This sparks a question that comes in my mind. What are the signs of burning out? Are you burnt out? To answer the question, the feeling of hopelessness, loss of motivation. You can't really talk about your emotions because you have no idea of how to form it into words. In other words, your emotion feels blunted. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that are some signs of feeling burnt out. Now, you all must be asking, how do I avoid feeling burnt out? What are ways to feel better when you are burnt out? Thank goodness I'm alive and breathing. I am here to explain on ways to avoid feeling so. The first important point into not having burnt out is to exercise regularly. This doesn't just include heavy workouts. Long brisk walk is a perfect method. It can take your mind off of things and it is very peaceful and it can 100% makes you feel better mentally and physically. Secondly, is to perform and practice self-care ritual or routine. For example, doing a fun little self-care day for yourself. You can name it whatever you prefer. Mine is Self-Care Sunday. See, it rhymes. What I meant by self-care day is to treat yourself, pamper yourself, make yourself feel comfortable, let everything go for a day. Get yourself a good face mask, your comfort food and drinks. Spend the rest of your day with the people you love the most, or if you prefer being by yourself, then that is okay too. By doing so, you are not going to feel trapped inside your mind all the time. It can be very helpful for your mind and for your body. Lastly, is to perform a job analysis. Get a notebook, your favorite pen, and write down what has been bothering you. Write down what makes you think you are burnt out from, and then try and figure out a way to fix them. This method is actually very practical, but it works if you put your mind into it. You will have some sense of control in your life, which makes you feel less burnt out. Anyways, that is all for me. Thank you for lending me your time to listen to my speech and have a wonderful day. Thank you.